Yeah.
There was a lot of talk that Ethereum would be the next big one to run. There was going to be an ETF later this year. Is that now off the table?
Yeah, the ETF was supposed to be approved in the next 10 to 14 days, but there's been very little commentary from the SEC, and that was sort of a bet people were making. But if we're being intellectually honest, Ethereum ETF was never going to have interest anyways. I think that RIAs and platforms, institutions are just getting warmed up to the idea of Bitcoin, and that's where we're talking about where's the next wave going to come into these ETFs. BlackRock says sovereign wealth pensions evaluating Bitcoin ETF allocations. That's where it is, saying that they're actively having these conversations. Those allocations will happen, and that will be a huge wave because we know that for now, the ETFs, the spot ETFs have largely been 95% driven by retail. A lot of those people are just going to hold it and sit there because it's in their IRA and they don't think about it. But there's some who are paper-handed, and we saw 500 billion in outflows yesterday, right? The biggest day of outflows. So we do know that those people are going to be affected by price, maybe speculating and not liking the fact that they went slightly underwater.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. Gareth Soloway, Mike McGlone, and Scott Melker, 3 trading legends with a combined wealth of knowledge spanning over half a century in the world of trading. In this video, they will share their insights on who's really driving the ETF market. Will Bitcoin's dominance give altcoins a much-needed break? Has Ethereum found its support despite lagging behind Bitcoin? What does the recent record outflows signify for investors? Is the anticipated Ethereum ETF now a distant dream? Let's join Gareth, Mike, and Scott in this interview about these topics and more.
Ethereum looks kind of fine to me. I didn't even mean to bring up the Ichimoku cloud chart. I was just kind of laughing at it yesterday. But if you are one of those traders, it looks actually like it's found major support. I just think that it continues to lag. Bitcoin dominance, if you look, since basically, let's look, September of 22, has basically done nothing but go up, right? So the notion that we've had these alt seasons of the past where Bitcoin drops or consolidates, everything goes up. Yeah, we've had Solana and memes and some select AI pumps and these things, but the bulk of tokens that people are holding from past cycles are just dead. They haven't really gone up. They've gone up slightly. They're down still 80-90%. That said, hopefully now Bitcoin dominance will actually drop and give altcoins some relief. But when you talk about what's going to happen with Ethereum, we just need to get back to one of those places where people are confident in Bitcoin, it's ranging sideways, and then altcoins can have their chance. I still believe Ethereum will catch a major bid and catch up, but I'm also talking my book there because I've been saying that for a year. Early.
Well, and I think one thing to just point out in terms of relative strength, and this goes with your dominance on Bitcoin factor, is that Bitcoin, at least of the major coins that were around in the 2021 bull market, Bitcoin, I think, is the only one that has made a new all-time high, right? Like Ethereum didn't, Matic, Cardano, none of these other ones made new all-time highs from their 2021 highs. And again, that just shows relative strength focused on Bitcoin and buyers coming in from other places for Bitcoin, not so
very
hard.
Very hard to beat Bitcoin over time if that's your goal in the market. Like you might trade to beat your index fund in the S&P, right? Trading in crypto to beat Bitcoin, it's a very challenging task. But when you do, if ever you get one of these, you guys remember this in 2021 though, that's Bitcoin dominance dropping off a cliff. We've seen that in little amounts, but if you get one of these, you're going to absolutely annihilate Bitcoin and make life-changing wealth. The problem is you're going to give it right back up when Bitcoin rises.
So I got to piggyback on that one and show part of the chart I'm worried about. And I've been showing this for too long. It's a monthly chart of the Bitcoin divided by gold ratio. It is showing divergent strength. I overweight with the beta with S&P 500. It looks like it's rolling back down from a lower high. Now, that's not a good technical signal. It's part of the reason I'm still bullish gold. That said, the deflationary sense, I think, might be kicking in. And I love this chart. This is a month-end chart. You have that crocodile jaw. This is gold on top. And Bitcoin, the S&P 500, closing lower. Let's hope that doesn't continue into month-end. But to me, you've seen that little tilt higher in the S&P 500. If that rotates down, then all the dominoes tumble. So I just think of the next potential iteration in trade. And this is why I line it all up. Let's see what happens by then tomorrow. If Bitcoin's, hopefully it's not going to do an island top and break down, but that's why tomorrow's a big closing day. And it might signal that this crocodile jaw is going to continue. That's why I'm still bullish gold and still looking for long bonds at some point to catch up.
BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust faced its first outflow, with $36.9 million leaving on May 1. This event is part of a larger trend in the U.S., where spot Bitcoin ETFs saw a record $526.8 million in net outflows. The fund's first outflow day is a notable change in investor behavior, with a significant amount of $36.9 million withdrawn. The collective outflows from Bitcoin ETF hit a record high, with Hashtag's Bitcoin ETF being the only one not affected. Fidelity's Bitcoin Fund and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust also faced large outflows, highlighting the volatility in the Bitcoin investment market. May 1st saw the largest outflow for U.S. Bitcoin ETF since they started, aligning with a 10.7% drop in Bitcoin's price over the last week. These outflows are part of a wider pattern seen across various ETF, including those for traditional assets like gold, which has gained 16% this year. Bitcoin ETF are expected to continue experiencing market-driven inflows and outflows. Analysts point out that, despite these movements, Bitcoin ETF are functioning well, showing their ability to adapt to changing market conditions. MicroStrategy has announced MicroStrategy Orange, a new decentralized identity platform, at MicroStrategy World 2024 in Las Vegas.
So where are you? Are you still like fully Bitcoin? Are you spreading your money? Obviously, you have TLT. We have some other position. Like where do you think there's opportunity for investors, or do investors need to just play it safe right now? Well, I think you're on mute here.
I was just say it totally depends on your time frame. And to me, that's the key kicker. That's the S&P. But like for looking at Bitcoin, I wouldn't be surprised if this is exactly what we see until the fall, because it's what I thought we would see until the fall. A little bit of this and some of these and some of those. Like I think that I think we're going to go super sideways, boring, low volatility, more correction. I could be totally wrong. I think that'll happen with stocks as well. I said, but I think that if you hold out, I think Bitcoin goes much higher. I think, statistically, the odds that this is the forever top on Bitcoin are very low. So if you have a longer time frame, I think that any dip, 25% or 2% or 40% is a buying opportunity long term. If you can buy at 59 and it still goes to 50 but ends up at 90, do you care? You shouldn't, right? Because you're not trying to time the dead bottom. So I think that this is a decent time to start loading up on dips very carefully, taking nibbles. I mean, I'm a Bitcoin buyer at almost any price, so that's pretty rich coming from me. But I can't bring myself to buy much stock like that. I can't do. So I guess like money where mouth is, I'd much rather be buying Bitcoin at 59,000 than the S&P at 5,100. But I'm also like I said, I never underestimate at this point the power of the government to prop things up. I just it's very hard for me to get around the evaluations and all the charts that Mike shows and just how expensive stocks are relative to everything else. You don't want to buy the most expensive asset versus everything else. I like gold too. I think gold's going to 3,000.
MicroStrategy Orange leverages the Bitcoin blockchain to manage digital identities using a new method called Bitcoin Inscription DID BTC. It uses Bitcoin's witness sections and unspent transaction outputs, UTXOs, for secure and efficient identity management. The platform offers a secure, trustless, and immutable identity solution, embedding information directly on the Bitcoin blockchain, ensuring data permanence and integrity. Led by Executive Chairman Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy aims to make the Orange Check a global standard for decentralized identity on the Bitcoin blockchain. MicroStrategy Orange stands out by directly incorporating DID information into the Bitcoin blockchain, unlike earlier initiatives such as BitDID and ION. Despite recent market challenges, MicroStrategy's stock has shown a positive trend over the last 6 months, reflecting investor confidence in its innovative projects. MicroStrategy is set to shape the future of decentralized identity solutions, with the industry watching closely for its impact on the blockchain space. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.